Hello, welcome to Krachwerke and introducing a slightly upgraded range of the volume pedals that I was selling before. These have now by request been a little bit updated. They now include a switch and an LED indicator. So this is a passive volume pedal. And the whole idea is that you just have a volume pedal in your chain. Ideally, these were designed specifically for the send and return, the effects loop in your amp. And the whole point of this was so that you can, some amps go from 0 to 1 and they're ready to loud for the bedroom. And if you put the volume pedal in between into the effects loop, you can further attenuate the signal coming from the effects loop back into the power amp, which means you've got a bit more control of how loud you can make it. So it's a really cheap way of attenuating your signal and getting a bigger amp to play at lower volumes. Now this cannot go, I'm going to stress this, I stress this in all the videos, it's not attenuating the power amp. And don't use it in that way, so don't put it in the speaker out or anything like that, just fucking don't, right? This is purely between guitar and pedal board, or in your pedal chain, or between pedal board and amp, or between your guitar and amp, or in your effects loop. Do not put it anywhere past that, because it's completely passive and it's just got a normal kind of volume control to it. The reason the way they're designed now is that they can still be used without power. They're still just on-off switch, and you're gonna, volume up and down. If you plug it in, it makes the LED work, i.e. you can see when it's on or off. So if you're using it in your pedal chain and you want to use it as a stomp box, you can, right? And you can see when it's on and off. So there's a couple of ways that you can use these volume pedals, which are just plain and simple volume pedals with an on-off switch, and you can put it between your guitar and your pedal board. So you can put it first in the chain, and what that allows you to do is, so let's say you like to play with your guitar volume, but you don't always want to sit there and turn. You can fix this to a certain volume that you want, and when you switch it on, it'll drop that volume of your guitar. So let's say you've got a pedal that's, a distortion or drive pedal, but you want to kind of roll it down like you would your guitar, and so that you can get to a cleaner, more cleaned up tone. You can do that with a switch. I personally wouldn't put this, I would put a buffer before this and after that, depending on where it is on your pedal board. But you could use it that way if your lead is not too long. You can also use it to fool your sound guy. Let's say you play live, you put it at the end of your pedal chain and turn it down a little bit, do the sound check. Sound guy's happy with your amp volume, and then once he fucks off, you turn it back up. Just kidding. But essentially, it can also be used obviously quite effectively in your effects loop, both to attenuate, but also to kind of manage the volume a bit. So let's say either by itself, just to attenuate the volume of your amp, or to maybe kind of lower or raise, well, it doesn't raise, it only goes back to unity. Whatever effects you've got in your effects loop. So if you put it in the last in the chain of your effects loop, you can then obviously bring the volume down if you need to. So it's got a couple of positions that you can put it in. It's fairly variable, and at the moment we've got 3 that are going for a better price than the others. Well, part of the reason is I've got a nice new way of doing the enclosures, which I really like, and these are, well, actually these are pretty good, but the next ones will be a lot more perfect. So anyway, we still have one of these left as well, which was the first version, which is really just a volume, that's it, and it's really specifically designed to just go in between in your effects loop. But just like this one, it can go anywhere really. So this was first iterations of the volume pedal. So let's go and get some samples done. So as you can see, hold on, get the guitar going. So the LED, like I mentioned before, is really just a power indicator if the effect is on, i.e. the volume is engaged or not. So you can unplug it, no problem, and it still works. So the LED is really just if you want to actually physically use it as a pedal and you want to know if it's on or off, you can then power it up. And this is what I mean, like one of the that I never thought of before is a really good way to use it is first and chain as a volume. Now obviously I have a volume pedal on my board, which is a, you know, like a foot switch, like a little flappy thing, and you can obviously attenuate the volume. This one you can use as a click, so to say. So let's say I'm on a gain channel, on a drive channel, and I want to clean it up a bit. So realistically I can put it down, switch it off, want to clean the signal, apologies, the guitar's out of tune. Obviously you can also use it as one of those temp switches. So as you can imagine, you can also put it at the end of your chain to lower the signal that goes to your amp, or you can put it into your effects loop. what we'll do now is we'll deliberately make this amp too loud. That's one of the reasons I'm not recording the amp with a mic or anything like that. It's just the room mic. Too loud. Much better. So don't throw away your big amp just yet. Just put a little volume pedal in between the effects loop. Now obviously when you use this you're not getting the push on the power valves. So if you're looking for power valve breakup, this is not really the solution for you. But I mean, you can only have it so many ways. So anyway, there you go. Now there's going to be a video out either before this one or after about this baby. Oh, look at it. 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 Pretty, huh? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. You can buy these on my shop. I'll have a link down below to where they're posted. Sorry, need to have it this way around. Support would be greatly needed. So like I said, these will be cheaper than the final runs, just because the enclosures aren't as 100% perfect as I would like them. Pretty much every enclosure is going to be unique. They are laser engraved and they might have different artworks or different little bits and bobs on it. So, and they'll be kind of customized, every single one, just how I feel, basically. It's not going to be a very specific design to each one, I think. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.